Hello, Reject Nation. It's Greg Alba here.
I'm John Humphrey.
We came across a couple of articles. I've only read the titles for them. One was sent to our Facebook. Another one I saw on Collider. They're going to be about the opening scene and the after credit scene. And how they're both originally different.
Justice League.
Justice League. I love this movie, and I really want to see all the alternate versions. I want there to be 3 cuts.
Yeah, everybody's cut.
I want there to be the Joss Whedon, the Zack Snyder, and the WB cut.
WB cut.
That's what we'll eventually call the theatrical version.
Every producer gets a cut. Danny Elfman gets a cut. Junkie XL also gets a cut.
We just need a bunch of different cuts now, because it sounds like everyone just kept remaking this movie. So Justice League's opening scene was originally comedic, says Holt McCallany. Holt McCallany plays I forgot his name, but he's my favorite one on Mindhunter. Bill. So here is a quote from Holt. I love Joss Whedon. My scene with Batman was originally, he has such a deep voice. I conceived as a comedic scene. I just want to go dress like a bat. I dig it. I dig it. That's how Joss wrote it. And that's how we shot it. Thought it came out great, but the studio felt it would be a mistake to open the film with a completely comedic scene, so it was re-edited a little bit. I was disappointed. But when I got home to New York and I found a bottle of my favorite champagne and a note from Joss that said, "To battles lost, gratefully, Joss." Wow, that's a deep sentence right there. Shit, how many battles did Joss Whedon lose on this movie?
Oh, man.
It's just that one scene. And
Joss Whedon's losing a lot of battles lately.
I can't tell you how much it meant to me. They took the time to write to me. Joss Whedon is a class act. I had the letter framed. The petition would say otherwise. I got like 2 opinions about that. I think it was smart the way it started off with that scene. It felt a little choppy. It does make you kind of go, why was this guy cast in this movie?
Yeah, why was this guy cast and what, he's just gonna let him walk back?
Yeah, like what was the point of having Holt McCallany there when he's such a fantastic actor? Granted, this was before Mindhunter debuted, so maybe he just wasn't as well known. This was like the smaller role he got. What bums me out about this is I know how talented of an actor Holt McCallany is. I would have loved to see the original scene, because it sounds like he actually used his talents and it was worthy enough for Joss Whedon to be like, dude, I'm sorry, we had to cut it down. Yeah. But here you go.
Extended cut of the scene!
I really do love that scene, even though some parts of the action moments feel a bit choppy. I really like that scene, and I think it's smart that it starts off on a darker side. I feel like WB might have had a good instinct about that if that was the studio's decision, because if it started off just like that, I feel like it would have felt very off, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I felt too. And thinking back on it, I did appreciate the tone of the opening scene. You know, I thought it was appropriately lighter, but still, you know, brooding and gothic-y. You know, and I liked that they did that. So yeah, I'm not altogether bummed that it wasn't comedic. I am bummed that it had to be a choppy scene because of this.
Well, let's just wait for the Joss Whedon cut.
I don't necessarily think that Batman being funny should be the first note of a movie. Like, I just don't think that's the right note. Yeah,
I elaborate a lot on it on when I talked about my second viewing experience of how the film works really well in the sense of how it doesn't start off super light and super heroic and comedic at first. It gets more light as it progresses, which I think works better for an overall film, especially when this is your transitional movie.
Well, it also depends on what they mean by comedic. So, you know, like in what way they portray
I think Batman farts on him. Looking for fear. Farts attract fear. Like a good fart joke, right? Class A comedy here. Okay, and then the other article from comicbook.com, a visual effects artist talked about it. The original after credit scene that was shot in principal photography was Bruce being woken in the night in his lake house by a green light and visited by Tomar-Ray and Kilowog. It was cut fairly early on during post. I mean, that would have been a cooler cameo, I guess, in terms of the after credit scene. But I also kind of get why DC didn't use that. No one's really going to know who those guys are. They're Lantern. You'll be like, they're Green Lanterns. You know, you'll know that. I wouldn't say Deathstroke is like as popular as a Batman, of course. With the video games, and of course the comics, and then having Deathstroke in the Arrow show, Deathstroke's become a lot more known. So having that as an after credit scene, it works way better, I think. And you do see the lanterns in the big battle, so you do tease that, yeah, they will eventually use them. I think this might have worked cooler if the lanterns weren't originally in the battle. If you didn't originally see them and then they show up at the end, then that would have been cool.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. This is another one where I kind of feel them on this one. I like that we saw them in the battle, hinting that they're in the universe, but we're not going to make a big deal out of it because I think it's nice to keep it focused.
And it feels more like an Easter egg at that point.
As
opposed to promo time.
Because then it's like, what is there? The Green Lantern movie? Are we trying this again? Oh, this is a big deal, man. I kind of dig that they kept it more in the world of the previous movies.
And if I insulted anyone by saying that Tomura and Kilowog are not big characters, I'm sorry. I hope you actually get what I freaking mean.
to the common folk.
I mean, with everything we've been talking about with Justice League, doing a spoiler video and me doing a second viewing video, and then we even did that whole petition video where we talked a lot about how there's plenty of deleted scenes. A lot of those scenes I've heard of and seen footage of, like behind the scenes footage, and like going over the trailers going, where is that scene? That scene looks so cool. Where is that? You know, even the whole final battle, they show shots of that in the other trailers and it's totally dark. In post, when they were before releasing it, they changed it all red and bright and everything, you know? And which gave it a cool, it was still a cool look. I like the look of it. And I think that the whole finale works better on IMAX specifically. This is so different. Here's what I'll say with these two scenes. I would like to see these scenes, but I'm not upset they're not in the movie.
Yeah, they don't feel like they were absolutely necessary. I don't feel robbed that I haven't seen them. They seem like, oh, neat. If that's on the DVD, I'll check that out.
Yeah. If anything, between the two, I would much rather see Holt McAllister. McCallan, I think is his name. Yeah. Because Joss Whedon sent that to him, I'm like, they must have put a lot of more work into that scene, and that actor had to have shit really trimmed down. Like a lot of the actors in the film. But he only has this one scene, And I'm like, oh, come on. He only had one scene. I want to see this guy's full scene. If we only have one scene, let's see it.
Do right by the work they put into that, because it seems like a good amount of a few people's work got taken out of Justice League.
Because as much as I love the film, I would like to see the deleted scenes in the extended version. This is one movie where I'm genuinely interested in seeing all those scenes.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
It sounds like that could be a special edition. You remember when like T2 Special Edition came out? It wasn't director's cut. Special edition was like, this is the more epic version of Terminator 2, which was already epic, And I feel like this could be a special edition. I feel like there's a different feeling that goes to special edition as opposed to director's cut. Although I think you should call this director's cut because you had this whole debacle between what are Zach's scenes, what are Joss's scenes, and which part did WB trim down?
What percentage of the movie changed?
Yeah. Are you guys bummed these scenes weren't in the movie? You bummed about it? If so, why?
Why?
I'm not going to tell you to put your comment down, but if you want to, go for it.
You can.
Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Please click that notification bell. You could follow us on social media, especially at the Stardust app, people. 30-second reactions for any film, TV show, or trailer. I'm going to finish up Punisher today. I'm going to shoot a review with Andrew in a little bit. I'm excited to talk about it. But if you want to know all my opinions on it quickly, go to Stardust.